Tribute of the 10 directions and the 3 periods of time, verse of near future, and surpass profound and wonderful Dharma in hundreds of millions of years is difficult to encounter. When I see and hear it, receive and behold it, and without to fathom the Tathagata's true meaning, and without to practice the Tathagata's true way, and without to attain the Tathagata's true state, we vow that we can spontaneously express the Buddhist understanding, Buddhist view, Buddhist wisdom, Buddhist merit and virtue, Buddhist capability and Buddhist state through our actions, speech, and thoughts. We also vow that all living beings can enter into the Buddhist understanding, Buddhist view, Buddhist wisdom, Buddhist merit and virtue, Buddhist capability, and Buddhist state all into us. So let's just pray out and hopefully we can be stoked with the Buddhist energy and strength to go ahead. Now, yeah, okay, this group, and yeah, last week we've learned 3 sentences, maybe 2 sentences has been finished, and we can go ahead with sentence 3. Also sentence 119 and then 120. Yeah, these 2 sentences. And we've learned the new words such as, I forgot, existentialist and metaphor. Let's go back. And firstly, read these new words and then read these words and also the sentence, okay? Daisy, you first. Would you like to try?
Yes. Existentialist. Metaphor.
Genius, yes. This sentence, please.
The French existentialist and Nobel Prize winning author Albert Camus saw the situation of Sisyphus as a metaphor for humanity.
Yes. One more time.
The French existentialist and Nobel Prize winning author Albert Camus saw the situation of Sisyphus as a metaphor for humanity.
Yeah, Camus.
Oh, Camus.
Yeah, one more time.
Albert Camus.
Yes, 就是整个的读一下再。
好 The French existentialist and Nobel Prize winning author Albert Camus saw the situation of Sisyphus as a metaphor for humanity. Yeah,
yes, thank you so much. Okay, I think there is a need to go back to the video.
The French existentialist and Nobel Prize winning author Albert Camus saw the situation of Sisyphus as a metaphor for humanity. The French existentialist and Nobel Prize winning author Albert Camus saw the situation of Sisyphus as a metaphor for humanity. The French existentialist and Nobel Prize winning author Albert Camus saw the situation of Sisyphus as a metaphor for humanity.
Yeah, there are 2 new words again. And also, AU, AU 发的音是长元音 author, and the other one is Camus, 他读的是 Camus 不是 Camus, 我刚才说错了 Camus 就跟他一样的读。Alright, and next one is, Jing, you please. Read new words first.
Okay.
New words. Okay.
bold, existentialist,
哎 ，sorry，
mental,
这个再看一下，这个是读这个元音。
existentialist,
Yes.
metaphor,
Yes, metaphor 比喻 existentialist 是存在主义者，是相信一切存在的这一类人物。All right, now let's go back to read this sentence. You please, Jim.
Okay. The French existentialist and the Nobel Prize winning author Albert Camus saw the situation of Sisyphus as a metaphor for humanity.
Yes, perfect. One more time.
Okay. The French existentialist and the Nobel Prize winning author Albert Camus saw the situation of Sisyphus as a metaphor for humanity.
Yes, perfect. 好，也是就是上周的时候 ，Daisy 老师帮我们说了这些语法的现象，整个的动词的部分，谓语动词的部分就是说 something as， 说 something as 就是把某某看作某某，说 as， 然后说 as 有这些相近的词，所以这样子祈愿大家能够把它的这个主干的谓语动词抓到，整个句子就好背一些。So the situation of Sisyphus as a metaphor for humanity， 要要把这个人物的这个情况看作一个比喻，对人类的比喻，只是一个比喻而已。这个人类比喻是给谁做准备的？这个比喻给谁打的比方？是给全体人类。All right. So as, yes, thank you so much, Jim. And next one is Alice. Hello, Alice. You are available?
Yeah.
Okay, read these 3 words first, and then go back to the sentence.
Yeah. Bold, existentialist, metaphor.
Genius. Okay, this sentence, please, twice.
Okay. The French existentialist and Nobel Prize winning author Albert Camus saw the situation of Sisyphus as a metaphor for humanity. The French existentialist and Nobel Prize winning author Albert Camus saw the situation of Sisyphus as a metaphor for humanity.
Wow, genius. Yes, thank you so much. You did so well. And next one is Joy. Hello.
Hello. Yes, okay.
Yeah. New words first.
Yes. Bold. Existentialist. Metaphor.
Genius. Okay, sentences, please.
Okay. The French existentialist and Nobel Prize winning author Albert Camus saw the situation of Sisyphus as a metaphor for humanity.
Yeah, humanity. 重音在第二个上面。
Humanity.
要再读一遍，这整个的。Yeah.
The French existentialist and Nobel Prize winning author Albert Camus saw the situation of Sisyphus as a metaphor for humanity.
Genius. Yes, thank you so much, Joy. Our next one is Grace. Hello, Grace. How are you?
Yes, okay.
prize. Okay, please read it.
Yeah.
You whisper.
Yes. Boulder. Existentialist. Metaphor. Yeah.
Yes. You did so well. Okay.
Yes.
Existentialist here. Existentialist and metaphor and also and Camus. Both of them are okay. Yeah, because I'm okay. Read it, please.
Yes. The French existentialist and Nobel Prize
Yes.
winning author, winning author,
Author.
winning author, Albert Camus saw the situation of Sisyphus as a metaphor for humanity.
Yeah, humanity. Yes, perfect. One more time.
Yes. The French existentialist and Nobel Prize winning author Albert Camus saw the situation of Sisyphus, of Sisyphus as a metaphor for humanity.
Genius. Yes. 多练习几遍，我们开始背了。
Yes.
You are the last one to recite it. 请您在最后一位来背，那多练习几遍。请我们开始背。Daisy, please, would you like to try to recite it?
Yeah, okay. The French existentialist and Nobel Prize winning author Albert Camus saw the situation of Sisyphus as a metaphor of humanity, for humanity.
Yeah, for humanity. One more time. Yes, please.
Okay. The French existentialist and Nobel Prize winning author Albert Camus saw the situation of Sisyphus as a metaphor for humanity.
Genius. Yeah, you did so well. Perfect. Thank you. And next one is, let me check the name list. Jing, you please, can you?
OK， 我试一下，慢一点啊。
好。
The French existentialist and Nobel Prize winning author Albert Camus， 这是整个主语是吧？So the situation of Sisyphus as a metaphor for humanity.
Genius, you did it. So you know the meaning, right? 就是你在背的时候，你开始知道它的意思了啊，因为你在问主谓宾啊，你知道这个结构，你就知道它的意思。Okay, one more time.
Okay. The French existentialist and the Nobel Prize winning author, Albert Camus saw the situation of Sisyphus as a metaphor for humanity.
Yes.
人类。 是的，
Yes, yes，人类它是用这个词来构成 human，大家应该知道。但是它已经把它变成了一个就是另外的它相近的这个词，这个是集体名词，所以变成 humanity， 它是一样的，拟体和裸体都是可以的，所以它重音在这个上面 humanity。 Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you, Jin. You did it. And next one is Joy. Hello, Joy. Are you ready?
Okay, yes. The French existentialist and Nobel Prize winning author Albert Camus saw the situation of Sisyphus as the metaphor for humanity.
Wow, so fluently. Yeah, so familiar with this sentence. Once again.
Okay. The French existentialist and Nobel Prize winning author Albert Camus saw the situation of Sisyphus as a metaphor for humanity.
Genius. You did it so well. Perfect. And the next one is, Grace, your turn now. Can you?
Yes, okay.
You can read it first.
Yes.
And then
Okay. The French existentialist and Nobel Prize winning author Albert Camus saw the situation of Sisyphus as a metaphor for humanity.
这个语言的连贯性真的是天赋啊 OK 那是 recite
okay. The French existentialist and Nobel Prize winning author Albert Camus 然后搜什么，然后我看成什么，so the situation of Sisyphus as什么？As a metaphor
Yes.
Metaphor for humanity.
Genius, you did it. Yeah, thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
I'll try to recite it. The French existentialist and Nobel Prize winning author Albert Camus saw the situation of Sisyphus as a metaphor for humanity. Okay, so that's it. Let's go ahead with the new sentences. And so what's that author's question? Okay, there's a question. And okay, and before we begin this sentence, I need arouse the attention of Jim. Jim 就是这里的 prize， 你看到了吗？吴静，不要读 prize， 是 prize， 就是像那个，对这个音
没有一个音，对，
不发音 ，prize， 不要支出来，就相当于 praise 一样的 praise， 你知道这个单词吗？表扬的那个。
praise，
它这个不要读出来，不要读 praise， 不是这样子 praise， 是因为它是一个在这个辅音后面的这个字母它是不发音的 praise， prize， 这个是 I 组合法 I prize。 All right, now let's go ahead with the new sentence. Okay.
The French existentialist and Nobel Prize winning author Albert Camus saw the situation of Sisyphus as a metaphor for humanity. He asked the question, how can we find meaning in this absurd existence? He asked the question, how can we find meaning in this absurd existence? He asked the question, how can we find meaning in this absurd existence? He asked the question, how can we find meaning in this absurd existence? He asked the question, how can we find meaning in this absurd existence?
Okay, so this sentence, he asked the question, how can we find meaning in this absurd existence? Okay, there is a new sentence, absurd, right? Absurd. Yeah, absurd. Absurd, it means, yeah, completely ridiculous, not logic and sensible. Sensible 是指理的，没有逻辑，也没有一些没有道理的，就是这个意思。Completely ridiculous， 非常荒诞的 ，OK， 荒诞。然后在这个意境当中是什么样子呢？ How can we find meaning in this absurd existence？ 这个时候的元音，首字母的元音要换一下，我就不贴了，我直接的在这里查一下，大家一起看。他之前我们读它的名词形式，什么存在主义者的时候是读 existentialist， 这里的发 existence， 发 a， 就是首字母的元音要换一下。existence 大家应该是比较熟，也比较好发一点。Alright, so this is a simple sentence and just one word. A B 发 absurd s 发清辅音 absurd u r 发长元音 absurd 的话可以不得出来，就是那个失去爆破 absurd existence. Yeah, this is a simple sentence, right? 它就是这个句子结构我就不请汪老师来，就我们一起来学一下。它就是一个，这里就已经成了一个主谓宾的问句了，就是主谓宾的句子了。He asked the question. He 是主语， ask 是谓语， the question 是宾语。ask 可以看得出来是可以及物的，就是加名词作为它的宾语，就是能接触到宾语，它的是可以说 ask the question 中间不用任何的介词，所以 ask 是及物动词。然后后面的这个 question 是用引号引起来的，叫 quotation， 英语里面叫 quotation 是引语，引语是一般的就是直接的原文用这个引号给引起来，括号括起来，在这个括号里面，在这个引号里面，引号里面就是又是另外一个句子，完整的句子。How can we find a meaning in this absurd existence？ 这个句子里面的是 how 是疑问动词，疑问副词。Can we find 应该是正确的语气就是 we can find meaning， 所以这一句就是一个正常的语序，就是 we can find meaning。we 是主语 can find 是谓语 meaning 是宾语 find 的宾语，这是因为他用了这个特殊疑问句 how 引导的特殊疑问句 how 引导特殊疑问句就是把 how 放在最前面，就是疑问副词放在最前面，然后把主谓就后面是一个一般疑问句 Can we find something？ 这是一个一般疑问句，就是疑问词加一般疑问句构成特殊疑问句，在这个一般疑问句当中是主谓颠倒的，也不能说是主谓颠倒，说是助动词提前，这样会更精准一点。So hopefully we can touch it. Okay, time for us to listen to it and then try to recite it. 那我们就一起来读它，来练习一下它。我就把这个音标直接的放在这里了。这几行先删了，太急了。All right, now let's listen to it carefully.
He asked the question, how can we find meaning in this absurd existence? He asked the question, how can we find meaning in this absurd existence?
Yeah, last time we found, let's focus on finding out the stressed words.
He asked the question, how can we find meaning in this absurd existence?
Yeah, he asked the question. Okay, what is it? He asked the question, how should be stressed. How can we find meaning in this absurd absurd existence? Yeah, double check.
He asked the question, how can we find meaning in this absurd existence?
Yes, that's it. And time for us to practice. Did you first, okay?
Yes, okay, thank you. He asked the question.
Sorry, pronounce this new word first.
Okay, absurd. Absurd.
Yeah, then follow the sentence.
Okay, I ask the question, how can we find meaning in this absurd existence?
Twice.
He asked the question, how can we find meaning in this absurd existence?
Yeah, you are genius.
Yeah, thank you.
And the intonation is beautifully. Yes, it's beautiful. Thank you. And next one is Jing, you please.
Okay. Absurd existence. Absurd.
Mm-hmm.
He asked the question, how can we find meaning in this absurd existence?
One more time.
Okay. He asked the question, how can we find meaning in this absurd existence?
Yeah.
Okay.
Existence. Yes, perfect. Thank you. And next one is Alice. Hello, Alice.
Yes. He asked the question, how can we find a meaning in this absurd existence?
Yeah, twice.
He asked the question, how can we find a meaning in this absurd existence?
Genius. Yes, thank you so much, Alice. Next one is Joy's turn.
Yes, okay. Absurd. I asked the question, how we find meaning in this absurd existence.
Yeah, one more time.
I asked the question, how we find meaning in this absurd existence.
Yes, please pay attention to the 助动词 can.
How can?
Yeah, how can we find? Yeah.
How can we find?
Yeah, 它
Okay.
本来是如果没有这个疑问代词，没有这个一般疑问句的时候 we can find meaning， 但是它是加了一个 how， 然后就把 can 提在 we 前面。How can we find? Yeah, one more time, Joy, please read it again.
Yes. He asked the question, how can we find meaning in this absurd existence?
Genius, thank you. Yeah, prepare to recite. 请准备背诵。Next one is Grace. Hello, Grace.
Yes, okay. Absurd. Existent. That right? Existent.
Existence. Yes, you're right. Perfect.
Yes.
Okay.
He asked the question, how can we find meaning in this absurd existence?
Existence.
Existence.
Yeah, perfect.
Yes.
Yeah, better than me. Existence. 这个时候的这个一是半状态嘴型的。Yeah.
Existence.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. One more time.
Yes.
Read it again.
He asked the question, how can we find meaning in this absurd existence?
Yeah, perfect. Okay. Yeah, time for us to recite it. Daisy, you lead us, please.
Yeah, okay, thank you. He asked the question, how can we find meaning in this absurd existence.
Genius. In this
Once again. 再来一遍，
Okay.
再来卡壳。
这里就是我们要稍微注意一点，我自己也会这样子，就会读成 absurd， 它是读 absurd，稍微 reserve 一点。Grace 也读 absurd， 我觉得读 absurd 很顺口。OK， 读 absurd。Okay, you please once again.
Okay. He asked the question, how can we find the meaning in this absurd existence? Yeah,
Genius. Okay, thank you, Daisy. Next one is Jin. Can you?
Okay. He asked the question, how can we find meaning in this absurd existence?
Genius. Yes, you did it. You made it. Yeah, congrats. And next one is Alice. Alice, you please.
Okay, yeah. He asked the question, how can we find meaning in this absurd existence?
Oh, genius. 还连读了. Yes, so fluently. Yes, thank you so much. Next one is Joy.
Okay, yes. He asked question, how can we find the meaning in this absurd existence?
Genius. Bingo. Okay, Joy 的记忆力也是越发的好了，灵光四射。Okay. And next one is Grace. Hello, Grace.
Yes, okay. He asked the question, how can we find meaning in this absurd existence?
Yeah, one more time.
He asked the question, how can we find meaning in this absurd existence?
Absurd.
Yeah. Indeed, absurd existence. Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. 这个背的都挺好的。这句话的意思，我们就一起来看，就剩下这两句啊。剩下这两句是什么意思？就是 the French existentialist and Nobel Prize winning author， 就是他是法国存在主义思想的这种诺贝尔的得主的作者艾伯特什么 Camus， 他就是把这个 Sisyphus 的这个形象，这个现象，这个事情，这个情况，就是无尽止的做无用功这个事情，他当做一个比喻，是对人类的一个比喻。也就是说，这上次我们也探讨过，就是人类也是这样，尤其是过年过节的时候大吃大喝，吃完了然后又要工作1年，又回去又大吃大喝，就这样子，在一个无尽止的这个循环，就是死循环当中，也就是佛法所说的轮回当中，一直难以逃脱出来这个圈子。然后他虽然说是相信存在，相信一切皆存在，但是他自己也会问这个问题，问什么问题 ？How can find meaning in this absurd existence？ 那既然是这样子的话，就这个存在的万物世界当中，它的意思是什么？有何意啊？意思是什么呢？有什么意义呢？就这个不是意思啊，是意义，面临是意义。我们在这个万物存在当中有什么意义 ？OK， 就是这个问题。这个问题就是发人深思，从这个世间的作者这里引发到了宗教的问题，那就是要让人去找到它存在的意义。那我们明天复习一下，明天把这个整个的句子复习一下，整个一段复习一下，后天就继续学有这个问题引发的一些宗教问题吧。All right, yeah, thank you so much. Oh, one more time. Sorry. And Alice, are you still with us? 这个 existence 可以换成什么词？
Being 是吗？
Yes. 还有吗？
sorry，我只知道好像是 be 存在。
Okay, and David, how do you spell it?
World.
Wow, you did it. You keep the point. Existence 就是 the coming into being. So coming into being 是可以的，就直接说 being 也可以，没有问题。它存在就是 coming into being 或者是 being。然后这个世界就是存在的，这个世界就是依性体而存在的，也可以直接的在义理上的 translate 就是变成 world in this absurd world. Yes, perfect. 还有可以这个 absurd world 可以认为是 phenomenal world， 当然它的义理的强调的点不一样，这个只是说存在就存在，就是荒诞的存在，也就是很虚幻，就这个意思。但我们的 phenomenal world 它是没有任何感情色彩的，它的形容词只是现象的世界，就是幻象的世界，所以这个意思都是差不多的。到时候我们做佛法上的翻译会更自在一些，随便用什么大概意思，义理没有触犯就可以。Okay, I will recite it. He asked the phenomenal question. He asked the phenomenal. He not asked the question. How can we find meaning? How can we find meaning in the absurd existence? So that's all for today. Thank you for your time. See you tomorrow. Bye.